Hey everybody, welcome back. This is G-Senjou on Maou, and as always, today we're gonna kidnap some kids. No, I'm joking, but yeah, in the last episode we called Tsubaki because she didn't go to school and she didn't even call the teachers to say that she wasn't coming. So yeah, we took it as an opportunity to go to her house and yeah, see what's going on. Cause we know what's going on, but as we can imagine, this Kyosuke, Azai Kyosuke, has some kind of double personality. So he doesn't remember that he actually kidnapped her brother. And yeah, so let's see where this is going. When we entered the living room, her father appeared. Oh, it's you guys. Why is the breadwinner of this family not working at this time of day? Cause he's self-employed? But even then, something strange. Tsubaki, her father, and her siblings all sit in the family room. But her mother's not there. Did something happen to your mother? Huh? Oh, my mom's laying down in the bedroom. I looked at Uzami with sharp eyes. She's searching the immediate vicinity. Thank you for worrying about Tsubaki's health, but you really should head back. School's still in session, isn't it? Her father's words sound very forced. He pulls out the chair near the phone and sits there with a heavy look. A gaggle of formerly rowdy kids also sit there silently. One seems to be sleeping, one playing with toy blocks absent-mindedly, and another one clinging to Tsubaki's leg. The whole room seems dead. Huh? Only Eiichi, who seems to be ignoring the somber atmosphere, manages to blurt something out. The little punk, I mean, that... Exactly. As if following Eiichi's lead, Uzami nods ahead. That kid we were looking for the day before yesterday isn't here. Hiroaki's at kindergarten right now. Did something happen to Hiroaki? As I was about to say that out loud, Uzami quietly said, So, only Hiroaki-kun went to kindergarten. Indeed, all the other kids are still home. Tsubaki, please send them home. This has nothing to do with your friends. I know, but... Sir, why do you hesitate to leave the phone? What? Won't your wife be sleeping right now? What's with all the somber looks on the kid's face? Why won't you tell us what's going on? Haru-chan. Tsubaki, I gagged. That one in a million possibility passed through my mind. He's been kidnapped, hasn't he? What? Sir, you're waiting for the kidnapper to call, correct? And your wife is bedridden from the shock. You still haven't called the police, and the kidnapper specifically told you not to call the police. Isn't that so? That's why you're at a loss. Huh. Tsubaki looks like she's about to cry. It happened yesterday. Hey, Tsubaki. If only I'd gone to the kindergarten earlier. Last night would be after she had coffee with me. When I read at the kindergarten, they said Hiroaki already went home. And now, Tsubaki, this isn't your fault. Hiroaki once tried to walk home from kindergarten. I was late picking him up that day, so he just came home by himself. I'm also partly to blame for Tsubaki getting there late, but I never would have guessed he could be kidnapped. But you're the one who did it, you know? It's far too real. Is this what they call the moment when everything goes wrong? And? This crowded room, only Uzami remains calm. How can you be certain that Hiroaki-kun has been kidnapped? We were searching forever, but Hiraki didn't come home by nightfall, and then we suddenly got a phone call. Did the person say something like, "I've taken your son"? Yes, he happened to be the one who answered the phone. I happened to be the one who answers the phone. Did you hear Hiraki's calm voice? No, I didn't. Then maybe he wasn't kidnapped? However, the reality is that Hiraki-kun hasn't come home. There was a call from a person claiming to be the kidnapper. Undoubtedly, he has been kidnapped. What concerns me is Hiraki-kun's safety. Tsubaki is certainly more concerned about that than Yuzami. Sir, if you get another call, please confirm that right away. I get a feeling that at some point the atmosphere of the room started to revolve around Yuzami. What are the Kurpis demand? Well, he won a ransom of 50 million yen, that's all he said. I see. In that case, he'll definitely contact you again. I know what Yuzami is getting at. He has to somehow get the 50 million. Basically, the criminal has not yet spoken about how the ransom will be handed over. Still, kidnapping. It's a genuine crime. Even I, one who is always working in the grey area of commerce, was shocked. Well, so much for the shock, you know? You're the one that has the key. Also, I need to ensure that a certain thing doesn't happen. Wait a minute, what about the police? Exactly, the police. We haven't... Did the kidnapper expressly tell you not to call the police? Yeah, if we call the police, then Hiraki will. Well, that's standard procedure for the kidnapper. I keep agonizing over whether or not I should call the police. No, we can't, Dad. If the kidnapper finds out we called the police, Hiraki will... But can we do anything other than leave this to the police? Izami suddenly watched the exchange between father and daughter. Trying not to raise any suspicion on myself, I spoke calmly. Please, think twice about calling the police. They're professional, specialists at catching criminals. We're just regular people. Why shouldn't we let them deal with it? Tsubaki's father is clearly becoming upset. To use such madness in front of his daughter's friend, he really has lost control of his emotions. Please calm down, sir. You're correct. In fact, you can say it's a citizen's duty to call the police in the event of crime. But how can I put this? I need to convince him. Calling the police would be very problematic. Because if the police come, they'll investigate all of Tsubaki's family problems. The kidnapper's motives and why he chose Tsubaki's family will likely come to light. The fact that this family is being pushed into selling their property will doubtlessly come up during the process of investigation. And then an investigation into Sanno's Corporation Land Development Department will doubtlessly lead to information about the Azai Corporation's involvement. If the public found out there's a relationship between a legitimate company like Sanno and a shady one like Azai, all joint projects between our organization will cease immediately. It's impossible to stay afloat in this city if the Sanno Corporation will have anything to do with you. And naturally, my own position in the company will be put to inappropriate state as well. Let me take a sip of my wine. Okay. Therefore, I must prevent any police intervention at all costs. Is there any guarantee that relying on the police will bring Hiroaki back? Well, yeah, I'm sure the police could do something about this. I slowly shake my head. Remember that I told you a little about my father? Yes, he's the owner of a finance and real estate company, right? I believe he was a policeman before that. Really? I think Anzo really was a police officer. He worked in an department that dealt with organized crime. I hear that it is not unusual for a policeman in charge of organized crime to organized crime countermeasures to return to the yakuza. But then again, I haven't heard this directly from Ganzao itself. Now then, borrowing my father's authority was a good move. But how do I change over to the main topic? It's about time to cut to the chase. I I heard from my father once that kidnappers' cases, when reported to the police, well, they tend to produce casualties. Casualties? Yeah, casualties. That we really can't call the police. I'm not lying about this. Obviously, my last statement painted an image in their minds of Iraqi in some sort of danger. However, in a kidnapping case, the kidnapper person and the threatened family are all casualties. One cannot measure the psychological pain and suffering family members go through. For this reason, whether the police become involved or not, kidnapping are bound to have casualties. But at least the police will suddenly arrest the criminal. Are you okay with just arresting the criminal? Isn't the highest priority to bring Hiraki-kun back home? Or bring Hiraki-kun back home? Tsubaki's father had his head. Still, Azai-san... What? There's no guarantee that Hiraki-kun will come back if you don't contact the police. Damn. You seem to be very particular about preventing police intervention. Well, Papa is a former police officer, so it looks like I said a bit too much. Really? Yuzami stares at me with her unblinking eyes. Unblinking eyes? Is she like a robot? She never blinks. She's like there like 15 minutes looking straight with those what are they, purple eyes? If I'm not colorblind. When it comes to kidnapping, the police catch the criminal 95% of the time. And for the other 5%, the criminals don't get their ransom. In this country, there's not a single kidnapper who went up against the police and managed to get the ransom. Son of a bitch, where did you get all these statistics? What are you trying to say? If we call the police, we can say with a probability close to certain that the money will come back. 50 million. While mumbling to myself, I had a flash of inspiration. Quite a devilish conception. However, with this, I'll be able to steal the Miwa household. Is something wrong, Azai-san? No, it's nothing. Be calm. Stay calm. I pretended to have a dizzy spell and shook my head. By the way, Yuzami... Yes? Yuzami's eyes never left me during all this time. I want to know more details about kidnapping cases. Yes? You just say that at the very least we can guarantee the ransom won't be taken, right? Yes. In other words, although the money was safe, something else was not. Can I interpret it this way? Oh, there was some nasty eyes. You're sharp. At the moment, Yuzami's expression clearly changed. When H&I and I stole the school keys, she seemed somehow different from usual when questioning us. But still, there was nothing compared to this. In fact, the hour she was meeting could easily be described as murderous intent. Very Esther, as I said, such cases have indeed occurred. Since the post-war period in Japan, there have been roughly 180 kidnappings on record. The number of casualties among these was over 30. 30 people? That's roughly a 20% mortality rate. How could it? No, Dad, we mustn't. Right, even though it's only 20%, this is your little brother we're talking about. I can get the spark of inspiration from earlier out of my mind. They feel a bit of resistance to the idea. But I would love for the kidnapper to get his 50 million. Well, maybe it's because you will get the 50 million? 50 million isn't a small figure. I don't believe the family has that much in savings. In which case, they have no choice but to get a loan from a bank. When that happens, I'm sure they'll have to put up this land as collateral. And if the kidnapper steals that 50 million, they won't get it back. Then, Tsubaki and her family will have no choice but to leave their house. This presents yet another reason police involvement will trouble me. Still, in the end, I cannot but feel resistant to the whole thing. Because this will mean I'm condoning a genuine crime. Well, I can say that there are a kidnapping case in Japan that never got reported to the police. And I believe there are even organized crime rings who systematically kidnap people in other countries. And as professionals, they will indeed release hostages if the family didn't report to the police. As long as they got the ransom, of course. Why don't we try to examine this after evaluating the kidnapper's next move? Yuzami is 100% calm right now. She's calm, but it looks as if something in the core of her heart is blazing fiercely. Tsubaki, you also oppose calling the police, right? Yeah, after all, he told me not to call the police. Tsubaki seems to believe even the words of a vile kidnapper. This is a good example of how sincerity can sometimes be no more than foolishness. Anyway, all of you should leave. This is a family matter after all. Cannot allow that. My wicked heart is jeering me on, telling me not to squander this opportunity. Sir, please let me help. Azai-kun. I'm also partly to blame for Tsubaki's tardiness in picking up Hiroaki yesterday. That's not true. It had nothing to do with you. Don't bother, Tsubaki. It turned out this way because I asked you to treat me to a cup of coffee. I lowered my eyes. That aside, sir, how do you plan on assembling the ransom? Ransom? Whether you rely on the police or not, I still think there's a need to prepare the 50 million. Such a huge amount of money, I tried asking my father. If I explain the circumstances, I think he'll loan you the money at a low interest rate. Of course, I may sure use this land as a collateral. Well, he seemed to be at a loss of words. Maybe it's because he has nowhere else to turn. He can only sigh in dejection. Tsubaki, would you also be willing to let me handle this? When I say I feel partly to blame for the kidnapping, I'm not lying. Well, this is funny. Like, I'm partly to blame because I'm partly to blame because I made her come later to pick up the guy that I went before to kidnap. So yeah, I'm partly to blame, if not fully. So, from among the landers under the Sawa Alliance umbrella, I plan to choose one that's relatively decent. Azai-kun, thank you. Tears well up in Tsubaki's eyes. Her father sits speechless. Well, that was pretty extreme even for me. After all, the three of us left. For now, we'll wait for the kidnapper to get again. Yuzami and I ported at the Eastern District Park. On the way back, Yuzami didn't say a single word. She seemed to be thinking the whole time. Come to think of it, weren't you pretty quiet the whole time? Come on, man. You're the big guy who can at least gauge the mood in a room. You know what I mean? Even I don't know to talk when Even I know not to talk when I have nothing useful to say. Actually, I think you're just about the most oblivious guy I know. Anyway, keep your mouth shut about this. I'm telling you, I get it. What do I mean tell my pets? Suddenly, Ichi stopped in his tracks. So, you think Tsubaki is gonna be alright? What's this all of a sudden? Just so terrible. Kidnapping makes me wonder if I'm an actor or in some tragic drama. Well, ding, you are. It comes as a shock to me too. Think there's anything I can do to help? What? Did you say something strange? I usually treat younger women like bitches. Yeah, what can I say, bro? I like pets. Okay, it's been around 20 minutes as usual. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'll be sure to release another one till the game ends, of course. And yeah, thank you for watching. Goodbye.